I forgot to record that. But usually, you guys already know, at the break of any daily low, let me secure some in here because I
It
don't
was
want
a
to.
sweet trade. 20
Yeah,
pips.
it was. Let me secure some in here just in case. And now I'll move my stop loss up break even. I don't want to mess around with this specific trade. But it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense when you have, and you'll be surprised how easy it is to trade this kind of setup. When you have the 4-hour candle from London, this one right here is a monster confirmation that we're going downtown. Now, you don't want to mess with this specific candle because New York can easily pull back completely and close outside above this area overall. That's why we need every day, be really careful with trade. Let me secure some more in here just in case. And I'll have my stop loss on top of that 5-minute candle right
Hey,
there.
Kerwin, would you have considered an entry? You see the 30-minute pullback?
Later with this one?
Exactly, right there on the at 1846, that candle, that 5-minute candle. I was looking at entries there, but because 30 minutes,
1846. Where?
exactly, right?
Here?
No, a little bit more forward. It's after, exactly, right there, the break of that low.
Well, I did something kind of savage, to be honest, and I entered another shell in this area when price was pulling back to my entry. Since I'm not risking entirely when I have something like this, so I know that I still have some bullets in my gun. So what I did was I entered another one in this area with the pullback. As long prices respecting this area is giving me basically a prime entry for the continuation. And at that point in this specific area, I'll be adding a little bit more than what I did in this area. Why? Because at any given point, if I'm not getting the confirmations, at least will give me the retest to the previous rejections right here, and then a possible continuation. There you go. Secure most of your position if you can, and let the rest run, boys.
The scary thing about that you just mentioned is that 30-minute closed with a huge rejection.
Oh, yeah. But look.
And I'm like, I cannot enter here. I was shitting myself. Like, how am I going to enter here with 30-minute closing against me?
Yeah, but the thing is that in the last 30 minutes before the hourly candle close, before NY, is when you're going to have the continuation. Now, I'm telling you this because, you need to secure most of your position because this area right here is full of rejections. And New York is 15 minutes away from, from opening right here. All you want to see from now on, if you want to have an easy and steady move on that specific trade, we want 15-minute candles opening with little to no top wick and continuation. But here is the trick. Based on volume, the target already got hit, the 1840, 30 pips from this area, basically. A little bit more than 30. So from that specific area to this area, look what you have from yesterday. This can easily be considered a liquidity. Price may, big boys who maybe missed the move from yesterday, yeah, they will try to catch that knife in this area. The only good thing in here will be how price behave at the 40 level. If we have a 5-minute candle body closing below that 40 later on, that will be cake. Why? Because that 40 and 41 will start acting as some form of contention in here. But for that, we don't have that information yet. We need a body of the candle closing below that 40, and then planning more entries later on with NYSE. But your job at this point, your job is done. Secure positions. It's already at the 40 level right here. So that was really nice and easy. At the break, usually it's in some cases, yes, you will have some sort of fake outs, whipsaws to either direction, whatever. But when price is breaking that daily low, your job, easy job on a daily basis will be something like this, for example. Now, the main idea here is the key level, because the key level is stronger than any 20 pips in here. Now, don't plan or don't think that buying the 40 makes a lot of sense. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Just adapt to market conditions. Go for 20, 30, 40 pips, whatever. There's going to be days that we will make 50 pips in one 5-minute candle. Like, this candle right here. This one right here was quite dangerous, quite messy because it's too early in the session. But I wanted to give it a try because I said, man, I'm getting too much rejections, and every time the price is giving me a rejection from these specific areas, like in these specific areas, you can tell, I don't need to use a trend line or whatever. Like last night that I told you guys, be careful here. If we have a break above, we need a break above and then a possible continuation, right? But in this case, I don't even need to use trend lines here. I do see price action rejecting every time, is rejecting slightly lower. What is the worst case scenario here? Okay, price going back and give me a pin bar in this area right here, and then a continuation for New York session. But my job basically was looking how price may react at this candle. And this candle right here was still pretty early in the session. That candle right there. That's why I didn't went too hard on that specific setup. And I was driving. I didn't wanna get caught on the hype of selling something that in the hourly can give me a heavy pullback before the continuation. Not that it won't drop, because at that point I already have the 4-hour candle from London volume, right? So if it's giving me that confirmation, why I need to be scared of taking positions here? If I have this specific candle, I already have the retest there. If I'm entering somewhere here, why I'll be scared of taking that position if I know that I have, basically the 5-minute candles confirmation. Excuse me, the 5-minute candles confirmation in here. This one right here. So I was like, but this candle, for example, this is another candle that you can easily consider as a confirmation that you can easily sell in this area. Why? This candle is closing stronger than any of these candles right here. And at that point, usually you have in 5 minutes, you have 50 pips in volume. This is the famous 50 pips in volume that I usually get at the close below previous bodies on the hourly candles. This morning, this candle right here didn't give me that straight continuation, for the simple fact that this is basically just the beginning of an hourly candle. But later on, any other day that you may not be here, remember this specific setup. You have 2 4-hour candles creating the resistance, confirmation of resistance. The moment the pullback is done, think of this. This is the simplistic way of trading. Think of this like this is a 5-minute chart. Don't think it as a 4-hour. Don't think other than that. It's 5 minutes. This is your confirmation. This is the resistance, confirmation of resistance. The higher time frame still bearish. The weekly, monthly, is bearish. So if the 5-minute candle, if this was a 5-minute setup, if the 5-minute candle already did the retest to the confirmation candle and is breaking the low, is because it will establish a brand new low. This is your daily low, 20 pips, really easy. Main key level you have here is the 1840. It's really easy to get. So yeah. Hi, baby.
Hey, Kerwin.
How old is she, Chris? Or he?
Sorry, Kerr.
No, it's okay.
Hey,
How old is?
Kerwin.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry. Go ahead until you finish.
No. Go ahead. Chris is busy.
I have on the 5 minutes. I was thinking about getting in at the break of 1945 of the 5 minutes right here. And I didn't know where my stop loss would be at the break of that 5-minute candle.
On top of this candle here, right here. For example, if you're taking entries from this area, the 45 you said, or waiting for the candle closing below the 45.
I was in front of the charts. I wanted to get in right here at the break of the first 5-minute candle, this one. And I was like, maybe it's a little bit too early, so I will wait for a break below 1945 and give me some kind of a wick so that I can place my stop loss on it and then target the 1840. Since the candle after the break of 1945 didn't pull to the upside, I was like, maybe this is a rejection of like pre-New York, and maybe we can have like another pullback to 1847 or something like that. So I didn't trigger it. So how I'm asking you, like, how I could approach, is this a valid entry on the 5 minutes, or and also this one?
Yes,
What
it
are
is.
the real values?
The safest entry and the best confirmation in here, it's this candle. This candle. You have that candle closing. It's closing below the key level, but let's say this candle is not closing below a key level. This candle is closing a random number, and the key level may be somewhere here. So you can target the key level at least, because it won't happen that the easy way every day or every time that you see something like this. But first of all, you have a daily low right here. We know that breaking the daily low gives you 20 pips in no time. Really easy to get, depending the volume, depending the session. Don't look for those specific movies. It's happening during London, during New York, during Asian session. But New York session tends to happen really easy. Now, this candle closing really nice and beautiful to the downside. Let's pretend we don't have this number right here. But that candle is closing below these previous rejections. Therefore, at the break of that candle, you know that it's going downtown. 20 pips really easy, right? Let's say you don't have the ability to trade this candle. This candle was quite easy and simple to consider as a possible trade as well, because of the simple reason that in volume here, this candle right here, look, it's only 30 pips in volume. So therefore, if you're planning something here, you can easily have a stop loss to be safe entering at the opening or maybe at the break of this candle. Partial stop loss will be this one right here. But to be safe, I will say something like this. Obviously, the 46, 50 pips that you're risking to get these specific moves, yes, 1-to-1, but the bigger picture is telling you that at least the first 20 pips in this move will be pretty easy. So therefore, at the 20, in total honesty, you're basically not risking more than the 50% of this candle. At that point, this candle, this is the area that you're risking. So anything entering, for example, anything, if you don't trust entering at the beginning, and I agree, it can be dangerous sometimes because price tends to pull back to the 50% of the candle first before the continuation, and sometimes even higher, like for example, going back to retest this area right here. But let's say you don't want to consider that a specific entry. You want to consider from this area, but you know that the 50% of that candle is roughly there. So from that specific move, you can easily have like 20 pips or maybe 30, because let's be honest. I had to write a message to a friend of mine on Instagram because he's taking losses day by day on gold. And when I see that he's using two standards, I don't know if he's here in the group. If he's here, I would love to talk to him because this is the things that I talk on a daily basis. If he's using two standards, having 10 pips stop losses, or every time the price goes 10 pips in, to his entry or wherever, and drag down his closing position. Why using two standards with 10 pips? Why not using one standard with 20 pips? And you will see the winning curve. It will increase dramatically, heavily. It's not the same having 20 pips in a stop loss than having a 10 pip stop loss. You're making it so easy for that trade to stop you out. Don't do it. For the sake of simplicity, don't do it unless you trade impulsive entries only. But if you're entering market orders, most of the times you will get punished with those specific stop loss. You need more than 10 pips. Let's be real. This is not a get rich quick. If you don't have a $100,000 account, don't think you're gonna make a lot of money trading gold, on a daily basis, using maybe 10 standards. No, you're not gonna be able to do that if you're chalking your trades. The easiest way is adding some sort of risk later on if you have a certain drag down. The moves that happened yesterday were really nice and beautiful moves. Why I have to go back to that conversation. Why I didn't want it. I didn't need to add this specific risk in here, because with news, I know that I'm risking too much for the target that I have. This is not worth it. At that point, I agree. I don't want to use not even 20 pips at that specific point. But if I have a average market conditions, why not adding the risk? Like for example, this candle right here. Look, let me pull up this right here so you guys can see it. So why? You guys can see my camera? See.
Barely.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we can see it, Kevin.
Okay, the first trade, right? The first trade is this one over here. This is my first trade. Let me see if I can point with the pen right here. Where is the pen? Okay, my first entry is this one right here. Price pulling back to my stop loss. That doesn't trigger me. That doesn't scare me. What I did, I added another position on top of this previous rejection with exactly the same stop loss right there. You know why I have to be scared now? Instead of that, all I do is close my position, and then if I close my position maybe here, like for example this candle, if I don't trust my analysis, remember, before, when I enter a certain position, I know my target and I know my stop loss. I know the risk that I'm putting on the table. If I have, for example, a second here, if I have my entry, let's say with this specific candle, because the body is giving me that close. If I have to deal with a pullback, I'll love to have a pullback. Why? Because I can add an extra risk in here, and I will have a specific stop loss, the same stop loss that I may have from this area. On top of this area, I will have the same stop loss with this candle right here. Why? Because at this point, if I'm entering, let's say, 0.50 with this specific trade in this specific area, I will be adding 1%. And at that point, this 1%, no matter what, by the time this trade come back to this area, I have the option, shocking a little bit more my trade, like bringing the stop loss pretty tight in this area right here. And this 1% right here will be covering anything that this 50% is losing in drag down. Why? Because I'm adding risk, but I do know how market behaves. This may take a little bit more time for you if you just started trading gold, or if you just started to see these things on a daily basis. But this doesn't need to scare you. A pullback doesn't need to scare you. If price, listen to this, if price is leaving this specific area, the 50, then you need to be scared. But the main rejection here is this one right here. So I rather hold a drag down to this area right here with this 50.50% and adding a little bit more in risk in this specific area. Why? Because if I get stopped out in this area right here, I don't care. But if that trade start playing the way I want it, I do have previous rejection areas, and I'll be happy to hold that specific trade or this specific drag down, because my main picture is the low of the daily and obviously like 20 pips below the daily low. And at that point, this trade right here that can be at this point 15 pips in a stop loss with my last entry right there, this trade is the one that I'm aiming for, a 1 to 3, right? So that will give me plenty of time to plan my exit, and that will give me plenty of time to manage the exit on this trade. See why the position that I have here, my stop loss on that position now, it's basically 1845.30 basically. That's my stop loss. And the little one is a break even. I don't care if price pull back to me, which most likely will do it later on. It can easily give me a pullback, stop me out. But at this point, I secure 75% of these trades at the 1840. Why? Because the 1840 and 1841 was my original target for the position that I have on top of that 1847.57 basically. So those are the things. When you have a certain pullback, you don't need to be scared. No, just, obviously you're not going to be adding more position to losing trades if you don't know what you're doing, or you don't have that confidence. You see a plain and simple pullback there like this one and you get scared. Oh my goodness. And this candle may take you out because you're trying to be clever. You're trying to be, you're trying to chalk that trade like too close in a stop loss. No, let that trade breathe. You have the confirmation from London volume. Now don't do it if you don't have confirmations. But if you have confirmations, remember, having a stop loss doesn't mean that you need to let that trade hit your stop loss completely, right? Now, when I'm driving, I have to be really careful because I cannot manage my trades as I can manage on my computer. So I won't be adding too much risk on those trades. When I'm driving, I just give them a try because, you know, I have seen this way too many times that for me, it's quite easy to understand that behavior. But having that specific that specific move to the upside doesn't scare me. And not even the, you know, the 30-minute candle here. This 30-minute candle, when it pulled way too much from these lows, I was like, you know what, whatever, I will have, you know, because the 30-minute candle was this candle, basically this is the opening of the 30-minute candle. So I was like, I will have to, you know, be really careful here. If I get stopped out, anyways, I'm not over risking, I know what I'm doing, so I will, you know, but I will be super pissed off if this 30-minute candle goes back, retest this specific area, take me out most likely, and then price start reversing, and because I'm driving, I'll be missing the move, because it's okay for me being a stop out. And if I see price later on driving all the way down, I won't be chasing that trade. After being a stop out with 2 positions, no, I will let the market chill a little bit more, and later on I will try to do something, you know, something about it. But if I take 2 losses, straight losses, no, man, I won't be chasing anything at that point. I will need to sit on my hands and relax. And I know that tomorrow will be another day to trade. But this trade was really nice and easy.
Hey, Kerwin.
Hey, how are you, Matthew?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Good, brother. Good, man.
Yeah, I caught that too. It was a nice little impulse on the low break. I wanted to say something about just what you were just talking about, like with managing gold compared to, like, just for anyone newer that if they're trading gold or new to gold, like it gives a lot of deeper retests, 20, 30 pips sometimes. So like you were saying, you know, you put your stop loss so tight, only 10 pips, you're gonna get taken out way too many times, even if the move still happens after, you know? So, you know, your greed, you want to use a higher lot size so you can, you know, with the smaller stop, you got to just lower the lot size, and so you can actually give yourself breathing room for the trade to play out, you know? So
yeah. I close another percentage in here. It is a little tiny runner now. I don't care what happened. Yeah.
Yo, Kerwin.
Yeah, man.
I have a question about that trade. You know, I missed the move, and to be honest, why I missed the move, because if you remember yesterday, I was asking why you always wait for a rejection first and then breaking the low of the previous candle, and you know, I didn't get that, so I didn't took the trade. So why did you take it?
Because it's leaving the, I mean, first of all, this is my previous 4-hour. Have you ever watched any of the videos in my J Drive?
Yeah.
What is the things that I talk about the 4-hour candle bodies or the 4-hour candle low from London?
Well,
What is the main thing that I
to be
look
honest,
on a daily basis?
I didn't watch that part, or I didn't remember.
Okay. Well,
hey, good morning, Kerwin.
Morning, brother.
I will explain it simple way, bro. If you wanna know, simple way. See, one thing is we are closing below the key level 1940. Okay, that's a good close. Second thing, we are breaking the 4-hour.
The
Third
45.
thing, we are
The 45.
yeah. Third thing, we are breaking the daily low. What more confirmation you need? Even higher time frame, low time, nothing. If you don't have any confirmation, just see the way 5-minute candle close below the key level. We mark $5 as a key level. You know, we trade based on that. You can do it, bro. Next time.
I have.
Don't worry.
Look, I have the same key level here in my chart, okay, and I just was waiting for a pullback first. That's it.
You were waiting for a pullback. Okay.
Yeah.
You were here. Today is Thursday. You were here on Tuesday. When I had a talk about how to trade impulsive, when is worth it to do it impulsive, and when is not.
Yeah, I was here on Thursday. Yeah.
Okay, can you I mean, do you remember what is the main idea when you're trading impulsive? Let's say you didn't consider this entry, you wanted a pullback, but if you're getting a price breaking this specific low, what is the things that you have to do based on the higher time frames? How can you take that trade? Like, do you really need a close below that that candle, or do you really need a heavy pullback to this candle before taking in consideration that trade? These are the things, you know, on a daily basis. Not that I know everything about the market, don't get me wrong. No, I may be wrong plenty of times. But when I'm saying something, try paying attention, you know, just try to take notes, do your journal, go to the webinars that I have. Look, now that you say that, I'm migrating. I have everything now in this folder. Now look what happened here. Let me go back to my gold webinars here. I think it's the part 1, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this part 1. Let me share my audio here, and you'll be surprised. What happened yesterday is not, you know, it's not from now, it's not from yesterday. It's, I mean, it's every day. It's, I mean, every time the price is doing.
Yeah, Kerwin, if
you know,
you don't
yeah,
mind, it's
share my-
the same entry on 8 a.m. yesterday, on 8:05 exactly what Axel
you
is
got-
wondering about. The pullback did not happen on 8:05 exactly. That's the same thing. You just explained it.
Yeah, no, but
the best way.
yeah,
I'm
I
sorry.
know, and I try my best to explain this, you know, so a kindergarten kid can understand this. But
remember,
let me go to this
bullish dailies, bearish bullish dailies.
we can plan.
As long as your analysis is
Can
correct,
you guys
you're not
hear the
missing
audio?
anything to the left, then
Yeah.
you should be fine at that point.
Yeah, we can hear.
And at this
Yeah, we can hear
point,
them.
you know, this candle closing bullish up, because look at this candle right here. This candle itself was 60.
We're
There's
pushing
no
up to
way.
there. No way, man.
No way. Attention.
Look,
Look
we're
at this.
pushing to
This
here,
one.
really, right? So either here or this structure point that you got marked up on the
Yeah.
left, right? So
Yeah.
that's a targetable position, and that's at the point where you think, you know what, let's be done, because that's what happens next. And everyone gets up here in the green bit, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna. No, you're not. that's what happens all the time.
But here's the thing. If I had, for example, if I had a position, let's say I had a position somewhere here, and I was aiming for this area right here. I have this candle closing. Instead of having this candle like 40 or 50 pips in volume, I have a 20 pip candle. I see the next candle breaking that high near to that resistance. I will take the shot, another shot above this area, but I know that my stop loss is going to be 20 pips, you know, not having a 60 pip stop losses if I want to take it above this area, because I know that this massive candle is way too much of in volume for me to plan a second entry. See, that specific piece of information is the same information I told you guys yesterday when that candle dropped so heavily. In my mind, in my brain, I have all my calculations. You'll be surprised in a couple months from now, if you're consistently trading here, you will be surprised how your brain can do the calculations. It's a matter of it's milliseconds. In total honesty, you see a body of the candle, you immediately know where that candle is going. You know where immediately your brain will do the calculation and say, well, this candle is opening 46, is leaving 44. So immediately your brain makes the calculation 20 pips in a stop loss to be safe. Now that candle, the 50% will be roughly 15 to be, to be kind of an ideal stop loss. Why? Because if that candle is breaking that low, let's say you wait for that candle to break that low, you're not going to be using this specific low, but roughly you'll be using something like this to be safe. And if the pullback is done, good. If the pullback is not done, it's because we have bearish pressure. When you have volume in the market, you don't need specific heavy pullbacks. All you need is bare and simple continuation. See the body of this candle right here? The body of this candle, not upward right here. You're getting massive rejection. Yes, a breather, like a pullback right here. You have previous rejections in this. Let me delete this. A plain and simple rejections, plain and simple break and close below the previous rejection. It's really simple to understand those kind of things. But this morning, let's say, going back to your question, why you didn't consider that specific entry? If I already said that when you consider impulsive entries is because you are following the impulsive entry with the direction of the overall trend for the daily and the higher timeframes. If my main candle here is the weekly, my main candle here is the daily, and the daily is giving me that bearish move, why not trusting the daily that daily can give me 20 pips? Why yesterday when the daily candle was bullish, in here, and I had this specific candle closing bullish outside this area, I give it another opportunity. That's the opportunity that I give to this trade, because I missed the freaking trade from this specific area. But this specific trade that I took here was plain and simple. It's pretty easy. So why no? It's yeah, I agree. The market behavior changed, but the charts doesn't change. Every time that you're following the direction from the daily candle and it's breaking a daily low when the daily is already bearish, you have 20 pips in no time. Now, don't wait for the candle to close, because if you wait for that candle to close, most likely the move is done. Because impulsive doesn't mean waiting for that candle to give you the close. That's why I encourage everybody to go to the G Drive, and start watching the videos, because I talk on these videos is the things that I'm talking, the same thing over and over again. The 4-hour candle from London, when a candle body closed below those previous bodies right here, the continuation is what makes sense. Depending the timing, depending the session, depending the volume, you have straight moves on the 5 minutes, or maybe, rejections and price ranging and hanging around before the continuation until New York session starts. Other than that, it's plain and simple. It's easy moves, in total honesty. Refresher part 2. Let's see if we can find something here. Let's see. Well, I don't have volume in here. Whatever you want to call it, indicators, in my opinion, is not fun because you miss a lot of information. Price action, it's been proven that it is key. Think of the resistance to start digesting the information in here. You know that this is a resistance. You know that this is a previous rejection. Safe buys above this previous rejection. Look at the structuring here. Tell me if this is not gonna marry. This candle is not the support that that we have on. These refreshers, man, is pure gold. Literally, add some entries. If we it's pure gold. What you have in there is information you're not gonna find it in your convenience store. You're not gonna find that in those those guys who drive Lambos. You're not gonna find that information. I'm telling you this, because this took me ages. And the reason why I'm dedicated to gold is because I know that gold pays on a daily basis. You just need to be pacing enough and not being greedy. Being greedy with gold is not an option. We know that we have, most of the times we have easy moves. Let's say the first 3 minutes of a 5-minute candle, and in the last 2 minutes, anything can change, and all of a sudden, and that's the behavior of gold. But that doesn't mean that you're not gonna find setups. Every day you're gonna find setups, and this setup right here was pretty easy, really easy to trade.
Thank you. Okay, I will just watch those, and
Yeah,
I don't know how can we get access to the VM?
I will start sending all the invitations. First thing is you guys need to download the Vimeo. Create an account with Vimeo. Whoever doesn't have a Vimeo account, create an account with Vimeo. It's free, and I will start adding the emails today. And from today, it's almost 300 members. The ones that I have on the G Drive access. So it may take a couple of days, because it's one by one that I have to start copy and paste in all those emails to the Vimeo to make you guys members of my group. I have this the platform already, it's already private, so if you have to share the link with somebody else, it won't work. It won't work. Just to let you know. Yesterday I did check the members that were in online on the streaming, and I don't know, for some reason I think somebody is just you know, sharing the link for Zoom. And something that I'm planning is that you guys will need to log in with your real name, so I can have, you know, I can know who's the, you know, the one who's really there, because yesterday I saw, like, I'll say like 11, 12 people using iPhone name, and it's not fun. Some of you guys, you know, needs to be respectful, and make sure that you guys, the Zoom link, because you don't need verification, so you can share the Zoom link to whoever you want, and that person will be able to watch the streaming. And I don't have any problem. In total honesty, I don't care, as long the members who are paying for the service manage to get into the streaming. I don't care. You can do whatever you want. This is education. It can be free education. I don't do it live on YouTube, because I don't have time to deal with, you know, dumb questions every day. If you start, you know, asking whatever, I'll dig into those questions until I give you all the information possible to make sure you're understanding the concept of trading gold at this time. But if I had to deal with YouTube's questions, no, man, you know, I have to be honest, and I have to be true to whoever is paying for a service. I need to deliver the best I can for that specific service. Some members paid already a lifetime fee. So they're planning to stay here for longer, and that specific person deserves, you know, a special attention. I won't be giving the same information that to somebody who pay already almost $500 to be here and trade with me, even though they may stay here for maybe 2-3 months and they're gone because they already learned what they needed. But they had the you know, the respect, and say, look, I'm gonna pay for the lifetime fee, even though I won't be here, you know, more than maybe 4 or 5 months. And, you know, I need to deliver a specific service to that specific person. And, you know, working on YouTube, working with people and asking dumb questions is not my thing. Yesterday, you know, I don't have any feeling about it. But yesterday I was explaining something, I missed this move, something that it was quite easy for me. But this move right here cost me basically what I'm charging, maybe half or a third, or maybe a quarter of what I'm charging for the whole team. So this trade right here cost me money, but I don't care. I'm explaining something to somebody who's paying for a service to be delivered. Now, if I have to miss this move, answering questions from YouTube, man, I will be super pissed off. Gold is not GJ. Gold is not UJ. Gold is not AUD USD. Gold moves violent sometimes, and you need to grab gold when you can. You know, you cannot, in a blink of an eye, you miss the move, and it's okay. I had, you know, the last minute entry here, 20 pips, nothing, almost a little bit more than 20, nothing crazy, but I know that I missed the big move right there. So,
Morning,
you know,
Kerwin.
yeah, go ahead.
Morning.
Morning, bro.
I was wondering, are you waiting for the news to pass and then you're gonna look for setups, or you're looking at that right now?
No, I mean, at this point, what makes sense is a continuation to the downside. News may mess a little bit with the price action right here, but overall, with this confirmation right here, the overall trend is bearish, heavy bearish still. You know, every time the gold is pulling back, is creating that resistance, giving you the confirmation, and is the next continuation. You'll be surprised if gold from today or maybe tomorrow we can see a steady move below the 30 area right there. At this point, you know, like I said, fundamentals can mess a little bit. I was thinking that this candle on the daily would be closing bullish today. So on Friday to have a bearish candle, and then Monday next week we'll have a continuation. But whatever, this candle did a good job already with the 4-hour candle, rejecting obviously almost the previous daily high, and Reason why, give me 1 second here. Let me delete all these things right here first. Reason why is this daily candle roughly to the left-hand side right here. To the left-hand side. In total honesty, these kind of rejections are they're way back in time, so I don't want to consider that. But in the lower time frames here, this specific area is an area to pay attention. In the very lower time frames here, I didn't have that specific move because I wanted to see 1860 trading above the 1860, so I can make it easily to this previous rejection. I didn't have that. The 4-hour candle from pre-London basically and is in session gave me that hit to the 58, which is previous areas of contention, lower, very lower time frames here in these areas. And let me pull up the 15 minutes here. This is way back in this. But you know, having that specific rejection, it's way too heavy to look for that specific 59. It's way too back in this area.
So what I wanted to say is that like I was looking at the 5 minutes, not the current one, the one that just closed. We went to test the daily low and we closed below. So I entered. Now I'm in drawdown, but I wanted to know how could I have planned this better.
You enter sales?
Yeah.
Here?
1843, which was after the 5 minute rejected the daily low and closed. I entered at the top of the wick that I thought it was the top of the wick that was formed. So yeah, basically I entered 1843 exactly, and my stop loss is the top of the 5 minute candle.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Now 44.40, basically 44.50.
That's my stop. Yeah.
It's
because I saw that the 5 minute, you see, we peaked outside of the daily low, and then the next 5 just pushed it back down and engulfed it. So I was like, okay, we're rejecting London 4-hour low or the daily low, and then I entered there.
So here 14.
So that's a 14 pip stop loss, and the TP is like 1835.
Okay, yeah, the TP makes sense to the 35, but 46 is way too much. The news are around the corner though. So something that this looks Gucci for a downside after this retest is completed. No matter what the problem is, the news. But no matter what, from now on, this high needs to be respected. So at this point, you have the option, you know, to have a stop loss here, which is pretty high, and considering the news are around the corner, I won't consider having that stop loss. But at this point, since the news are around the corner, you can easily consider close 50% and let the rest run if you're willing to risk it for the biscuit. Like I said, this specific area is the one that needs to be respected. At this point, everything is in your favor. In total honesty, everything is in your favor other than the news. This candle right here is respecting the previous candle high. So therefore, this high right here needs to be respected. Like I said, the news is the only problem you have currently. The news can easily break a little bit more, retest the 45 and reject the 45. But, you know, removing some risk from the table can give you, you know, the ability to, you know, to wait for the news. Other than that, it can be dangerous because even though if you have a stop loss here and the news react really heavy, then the slippage will happen. So it doesn't matter if your stop loss is here at the 44.50, basically, be safe somewhere here, for example. And then if the news happen, you may get, you know, a little bit of slippage at that point. And instead of closing at this specific area, your order will be closed at the 45. That's all. But I think you know the main picture is there. I mean, my stop loss is right there in that specific area on top of that specific candle.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
No problem, brother. But wait for the news, man. I mean,
I know, but because basically I feel like same thing happened with the CPI, is that
Mhm.
the news came, it continued the original trend, and then we bounced up. So I said
Yeah.
maybe same thing is going to happen here. It's going to continue down to 1835. It's going to
Yeah.
make New York low support, and then we'll move up again. And that's
Yeah.
why I wanted to be early in that move, push down.
Uh-huh.
That's my understanding. That's it.
Yeah.
It was like a rare move in the CPI. If you see last, 2 to 3 months chart on the CPI news, it always goes like first upside, then downside. It was first time in
Look
the.
where my stop loss is. See my stop loss there? That's my stop
Yeah.
loss where I'm telling you. It's a little bit. It's a little bit. It's little tiny, but I may get stopped out with the news, but I already cash out that move. That's it.
I have the same idea, but I just gonna wait for the news.
Yeah.
Because it's like what you said. It could just hit the stop loss.
Yes. That's
and come back.
Yeah, that's why I don't like trading news when the price action is quite messy. But today the price action makes a lot of sense for a downside. It makes a lot of sense for a downside. The 4-hour candle.
Yesterday I had the same idea of selling, but I didn't enter because of the news, because it could. I was waiting for to go up a little bit, and then I was about to enter on the flippage, but it didn't flip. It just go down.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Kerwin,
hey, how are you, Luis?
Fine, thank you. You?
Good, man. Good, brother.
Yeah, to be honest, I had a sell really early entry at 1842. But then it started to making a pullback, and then I closed the position. I decided to close. To be honest, I wasn't paying attention that today we have news. I arrived a little bit late to the stream.
Okay. Yeah, we took that.
News, no, don't trade before news. Don't trade before news.
No, I mean, the move to the downside makes a lot sense. Other than these specific rejections, right? This is why I was closing, that basically most of my position in this specific level, right there. But it makes sense. The news can mess up a little bit, but doesn't mean that the move won't give you options later on.
I closed.
Yeah, let me. Yeah.
Break even.
I will close the other position.
Let's get ready to the rumble.
Yeah. Yeah, I close another 50%. Another percentage on data centers right there. That's okay. All right. Yeah, Raffle. Okay, pay attention to the news. That's the max pullback right there. That's max pullback. No more than that. News, fishy news, fishy news. That's the max pullback right there. If that high is being, if that candle is breaking that high after the pullback to the low, is going the other way around. The only contention area we have here is this baby right here, the 45. You know what? Can I give it a try like a cowboy here? I give it a try like a cowboy. If that candle is rejecting that area, breaking its own low, will be 15 pips to that high. If that candle is reversing and breaking that low, no, it's gone. So let it chill. Let it chill. Yeah. Let it chill. Now max pullback will be this one right here. From here.
The news actual is 0.5, expected 0.5%.
16. Yeah, that's way too much. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
So let's say we close right here, right there, above the daily low. Does this mean the sell is not valid anymore?
It will be valid only if price come back and start breaking these lows again. May take until NYSE to do that. Yeah, the hourly candle high is this one. So basically, this is prime entry, because at that point you're thinking, well, it's just retesting the hourly candle high. The problem here is to the next rejection is 38 pips to be safe. Just trading like a cowboy here. If you have to trust the 4-hour candle, you need to trust the daily candle. For that specific entry from this area right here, before that daily candle start printing some bullish move, is almost 40 pips. So it's not that it's not worth it, because you can try it like a cowboy, but you will need to use a pretty tight stop loss in this area right here, like near the 50. Because the 50 is the main one right here. Somewhere here, for example. But it's not worth it. Just let it chill. Let it go, let it go. So Rafa, what does it mean that someone watch it on iPhone? Yeah, I know that it's because they watch it on iPhone, but you can name your iPhone. Like when you enter to the Zoom, you can put your name in the settings. You pull up the menu and type on your name and says rename. So you can easily rename your username. Like if you're Juana, just instead of calling that iPhone, just call it Juana, call it John, call it Fadi, call it Peter. That way I know who's there. Can you explain what you're generally looking on the higher time frame when making up the structure? Usually, Campbell, welcome. I know it's your first day. Welcome, brother, to the family. Even though you already know me personally. So what I look for on a daily basis is how the daily candle is looking. If the daily candle is looking bearish, then I will look how the 4-hour candles are behaving. If I have confirmations that this resistant, usually remember the one-on-one that we had, I look for confirmations on 4 hours. This is my resistance, the confirmation of resistance. The moment that candle is doing the retest and leaving that candle low, is going to the next key level, or at least to if this is your daily low, it's going for 20 pips, really easy to the downside. Then you start dissecting candles in the lower time frames and look for a specific close below previous bodies. The bodies from this is the London volume, this is the London low, and the bodies of the candles are roughly here. So this candle right here is the first candle giving you that body close. Therefore, the continuation makes sense to the downside right there. Oh, wow, look at that. Well, it's closing above the 50, above the 45. But pay attention what may happen later on below this area. So that's pretty much it. The moment you have candles closing below those previous bodies, it tends to give you 50 pips in no time. This candle gave you the close, but the timing was not there. We didn't have the New York volume, so that's why it took a little bit more time. So that's why news was bad but PPI was the same. Okay. So Amir, you took any trade? So you took the sells?
Yes, I got the sells in the morning.
Oh, cool.
I secured 30 pips and I got my stop loss at the P.
Wow, cool.
But yesterday I got hold the sell move, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. something that later may work. I mean, price already, you know, kind of tricky here. But every time the price is moving a certain direction, like for example, is going downside overall, all you want to see it's 5-minute candles closing bearish, the next candle giving you a retest to that previous candle closing bearish, and the third candle most likely retesting this high. And the moment is breaking, pay attention to this, the moment is breaking that low. Let's say a candle looking bullish, and all of a sudden that bullish candle turning bearish. That candle right there can be the one that you can try. And the next one will follow, you know, little pullbacks right there and continuation to the downside, because at this point, the continuation to the downside is what makes sense on the higher time frame. It doesn't mean that cannot give you a pullback up to this area. You know, this area can be the prime entries. But you need, you know, to use a stop loss outside this area right here, outside the 50, because max pullback right here will be the 50. Heavy pullback to the 50. 50 is pretty strong.
Ish, I'm 14 pips.
Denise, what's up, Denise?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Good, man. Good.
Yeah, I got in on because it was retesting. It closed above 45.
Uh-huh.
Retesting 44. So I was like, give it a try. Let's see if it's gonna break 44. But yeah, I'm like 70 pips up, 18 pips, 20 pips. Yeah, it's pushing.
Okay.
Let's go.
Right there. Yeah. Right there. Be careful there. Be really careful.
Close another half because you said be careful and I have to trust the
Be
master.
No, yeah, be careful there because that can only have 2 more minutes. If something will happen, it will happen in this last 2 minutes. You don't want to risk it for the biscuit there. You know, like secure some and let the rest. If you have, you know, if this candle have the ability to break that high, we'll do it now. If instead of that, all this guy is giving you a pullback to this area, I say no, holding that position. Yeah, there you go.
Should be good.
Yeah, I got that buy as well.
Damn.
Kevin, you got that buy?
No. Nah,
These buys were a bit risky,
I'm just enjoying my profits from early.
Yeah, I said you the 20 pips.
I may try something stupid here. I may try to sell from here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But I will need confirmations at that point. The 4-hour don't still have some juice in the last 20 minutes. You don't want to see that 4-hour candle basically pulling more volume up outside this area. All you want to see is quick push and then drop in. 17 minutes, 17 seconds, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes, Peter, that'll be ideal. Waiting for the 5-minute close, even though that means that we're gonna miss the move, but it's okay. It's okay. If, like for example, that candle right there is a brand new 5-minute. A 5-minute candle managed to close bullish, giving you a break above. Look at this candle right here. You decide if you have to risk it after the retest is done, 12 pips, and maybe looking for something like this. If that candle is breaking that low right here after the retest is done, and max push that one right there. It's a cowboy thing, so yeah, no, it's not giving you that break yet. This will be the perfect FU candle. Okay. I pay my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime.
That's the one. It's respecting the previous 1-minute high. With
I think at this point, this 1 minute, if it's gonna give you a down move, this 1 minute already printed is high.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's roughly from this area, the break of that area right there, roughly 10 pips. You can very little confirmation here is that this can be your fake up on the lower time frames here, and this is your resistance. So price needs to stay below this area. If this candle is breaking this low, price will need to stay below this area, but this candle needs to break these lows. Yeah, no, it's giving you support, mission of support, still dealing with that specific.
Mm.
It's like a microscope. We are the champions, no time for lose. I pay my dues. Okay. 3 more minutes for that 5-minute candle closing.
Kerwin.
Yeah, man.
I'm just trying to change mine now, you know, because my son uses mine. Is mine coming up Ryan or Ashton?
Yes, Ash. But I
Ash.
know, Ryan, Ashley, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to name your child after you anyway, don't you? So.
It's okay. Don't worry, mate.
I didn't know what was.
How's London today?
Do you know what? I was going to go get the car cleaned, and I thought it's just going to rain. There's no point.
You remember that conversation we had a long time ago? Every time that I clean my car, it rains. Yesterday, mate. Yesterday, mate. It rained. Oh man, and it was just a little bit of mist. Nothing crazy, man. I was like,
what gets me is the dirty rain.
No,
when you've had it washed and it rains and it's just dirt. That winds me up.
Yeah, literally, that happened to me yesterday.
Yeah, so I've been and brought a new cover for my bike's always clean because that stays inside. But other than that,
Hey man,
are you in?
I mean, yeah, from this size.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I had to give it a try. And at that point, you know, my
it's tight stop loss, right?
Yeah, pretty tight stop loss here, 13 pips. But I do know that if I don't have a break below this area, you know, if price come back to my entries here, I'll be closing my position. I won't let that position go back to the 47, you know, above the 48. Sorry, this one right here, basically, the 48 is roughly there. Yeah.
Yeah, that should be good. You've got it retesting the previous open on the hour, and then also the support that it broke. So you've got a double confluence there.
The new 15 could go back up to 47.5.
Yes. I am considering to secure 50 if this 1 minute candle doesn't give me that break below that 46. I'll be removing some risk from the table. Yeah.
There you go.
Come on, baby girl. I know you can do it, baby girl. Give me that 45 in no time, baby girl. Give me that. Okay, 50% secure here.
That 1 minute's dropping nice though.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. Now this candle right here needs to give me that close below the 45 to make it, you know, kind of worth it for me holding that trade. If not, I know that 45 was my trade. Yeah, that's good. Fair enough. Downtown we go. Yeah, at least the previous 5 gave you that beautiful rejection. But the problem here is the 15-minute candle here. If that 15-minute candle only is doing a pullback to the previous one, is because it will retest mostly this area maybe 5 pips below the key level, and then going back to retest that high. But in the 5 minute makes a lot of sense that this is your resistance, confirmation of resistance. I just wanted to give it a try earlier than expected because I'm like, what else? Risking 15, 16 pips is nothing.
Yeah, you've also got your lower high there.
Yeah. But I do know that it can be a lot of risk involved. It's it's the last 15 minute last 15 before the 4-hour candle close. So that 15 not giving me a break below this 49.50, can stay here forever, and I won't be able to take a lot of profits from this position. So that's why you need to be really picky.
If we close under 1845, that's
oh yeah, it's gone. So it's gone. So leaving this area right here, leaving that 45.50 is gone. So
yep.
Yeah.
Kerwin, where's your final TP?
My final TP 1830.
30. Oof.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, there's only one thing that can happen, right? The continuation on the 4-hour candle. So overall, what I'm looking for is that it's nothing. It's maybe
easy one.
150 pips is fair enough.
No
light work, innit?
Light work.
It's light work. I mean, we're playing with the higher time frame. Why not? If I had to counter trend the higher time, I'll be super scared. But if I'm playing with the higher time frame, fuck, let it run and just enjoy the ride. Yeah. At this point, if anybody managed to take that entry, secure some just in case. Let the rest run just for fun. This 5 minute candle right here did the heavy lifting here. This one right here. Now leaving the only contention area you have is this one right here. Previous 4-hour candle rejection. let that baby breathe. That makes it worth it.
Kerwin, at this point, I have the habit of bringing my stop loss to break even.
Where's your entry?
1846.
Okay, yeah, you're safe at least to this area. Up to this area, you're kind of safe. So having your stop loss break even and let the run is always a good idea. Remember the main rejections here are in this area. The previous rejection and the lower time frames right here. The main area of contention now will be the 45. You need the body of the candle closing below the 45, but that shot right there was worth it. It's worth it as hell. We are the champions, no time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. Yeah, let me secure some more in here. And now my stop loss is a break even, 1847 flat. See how easy it is to trade gold? Now, at the beginning, for whoever is new to the channel, doesn't have more than maybe 2 weeks, don't do this. Pay attention first. Take at least 1 or 2 weeks adapting to these kind of moves, but you will see it easily on a daily basis. Sometimes you can counter trend, like Dennis, Fadi. We counter trend sometimes or own trades, but we know the targets. We don't marry the idea, oh, we're gonna make 200 pips in this move. No. We know that going for 20, 15 pips in no time is always worth it.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Max pullback for this 5 will be the high of this candle right here. Remember, this is the resistance, confirmation of resistance. When you have a pullback, this pullback may go all the way up to the confirmation that resistance has been established. Now, this candle doing the heavy retest to this area and then turning bearish only means that it's going downtown to retest this low, but you do have previous rejection here. So this may be the contention if you see this 5 minute candle. Instead of giving you a break below this area, just closing bullish, mind your business, secure a little bit more and let the rest run, because a new 5 minute candle can easily come back to this area, reject and close like a bullish. And since then, we will be ranging for the rest of the session, or maybe ranging from this area to this area. And it's not fun, you know, just feeding the market in a rangy market when especially when the range is pretty small. Just wants to say thank you for all the education you provided for us, Korean. No problem, Tuan. Where are you from, by the way? Singapore? I took 50% off. We'll let the other 50 run. Yeah, good idea. Right there. That's the area. This is the retest to the confirmation candle right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very nice. Now it's 8 minutes to 9. How the 4-hour candle is looking. Yeah, it's not worth it holding position with the way this 4-hour candle is closing.
The way, Kevin, hi.
Hey, how are you, Kazem?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, brother.
Kevin, the way the 4-hour candle looks, right? So is this an indecision candle where the direction is not sure, or?
Yeah, it's not at this point. This 4-hour candle only means one thing, and what it means is range for the rest of the session, because it's respecting the previous liquidity from yesterday in the hourly candles and 30-minute candles here. Now, this candle closing like a nothing candle can easily give you a little bit more of retest to the high of the candle before the continuation. is a continuation candle. It doesn't mean a bullish move, a bullish run, but we do know when there's indecision in the market can behave up and down when these candles are presented. Until the price is not leaving this high, you don't have any business for a upside. Until that candle doesn't leave this low, you don't have a business to the downside. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's range candle. I mean, I'll be surprised if in the next 7 minutes the body of this candle managed to close below this area, below the 44 area.
Sorry, Kerwin, what's your stop loss again?
Thanks.
My stop loss is 1847.
1847, okay.
Yeah, 1847 flat.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm still in. We'll see.
And the thing is, I added another position here on the pullback, and in this pullback right here, I added another position. And my stop loss from this position, my stop loss on top of this area right here, 47.60.
Yeah, you made a low time.
I'm just playing with fire. But if this candle doesn't give me a close below this area, or maybe in the next 5 minutes, it started to give me a break above this candle right here, I know this is my support for before the 4-hour candle close, and it will be pretty hard for that new 4-hour candle just give me a straight break below this candle. So this is, depending how the next 5-minute candle behave, I'll be considering to close. This candle is closing like a support candle. It's closing above the 45, obviously. So it makes it pretty hard for me to hold that specific position. Let me remove some risk. No, I'll let that trade run a little bit more. I will trust the 5-minute candle that can give me a pullback here and a break below this candle. So therefore, a new 4-hour candle max pullback will be this one right here. If I get stopped out, it's nothing crazy. This 17 pips doesn't scare me at all. This, my entry is roughly here, a little bit in this area right here. 17 pips is in this. Give me 1 second here. My stop loss is 47.80, and my entry it's right here. So that doesn't scare me at all. 17 pips is nothing. I'll give it a try. I will give it a little bit of chance for this candle to retest that high and retest the low at least. So if this candle is giving me a retest to the low of this candle right here, the position that I'll be considering closing is the shitty ass position here. If this position this candle is giving me a break above this high, I'll be considering to close this specific position. You know, to avoid a new 4-hour candle to give me a little bit more of an upside before the continuation.
Kerwin, and based on what you took that trade again? Based
Just
on
because
the rejection?
this is my resistance, and I know that the main trend is bearish. So this is my resistance, the confirmation of resistance. So I know that many times price pulled back to retest the confirmation of resistance before heading down again.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. But it's risky because this is a new 4-hour candle around the corner. It's only 4 more minutes for that 4-hour candle close. So if this candle doesn't give me a break below this candle, or this candle start breaking this high, I'll be closing my position. This position. The other one's still a break even. And this position, the one that is a break even, already collected 50%. So I'm playing with this position right here. I'm basically playing with the profits that this candle is you know, this trade is giving me. So I don't care if I get stopped out with this specific break even, but I already have the 50% on the previous drop right here. And with that trade, I'll have to call it a day. If I get stopped out, not giving me a break below this candle, I'll have to call it a day. Move it like one, grab it, yeah. Pepito, yes, I think so. I mean, that's the main idea, that NYSE can give you continuation to the downside. But for that, obviously, we need a 4-hour candle that can make its way below this area. And at that point, all this area right here will be your stop loss, your contention area, heavy contention area, this one right here, no matter what. I don't want to see, total honesty, I don't want to see price going back to retest these highs. If that price goes back and retests those highs with a 4-hour candle, can give me a nasty move to the 50. And I don't want to be holding that position. I only holding this position. Yeah, let me secure a little bit of this 7.
Take care, bro.
Take care, Dennis. Enjoy, my brother. See you tomorrow, mate.
Thank you, man. See you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, secure. I just secure some on this candle right here. Just in case. And now my stop loss is right here for that specific candle. For this trade right here, the trade that I had in this area right here, this is my stop loss. So you already know I'm not risking anymore. Something that gives me kind of headache here is this previous rejection. That's all. I don't want to see a quick move to the downside and rejection from there. All I want to see is a break below this area to give me that straight continuation. 4-hour candle, 1 minute, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds. Do you have the volume in 20 seconds to give me that break to the 45 again? To be kind of happy today? Well, this is the 50. It's 14 hours. Jesus. That closing is way fishy. Way too fishy. It's not giving me that close below the 50 right there. That's the pullback on the 4-hour. It's okay up to this area. Yeah, I'll have my finger on the trigger, because if that candle is giving me a break, I won't be even feeding those 7 pips to the upside. I'll close that position. I pay my dues. Come on, baby girl. I know you can do it.
There we go. Did we just make the top wick for the 4-hour? Is that like, it could be that quick?
Not really. The problem that I have is that the 4-hour candle didn't close the body of the candle. Lower time frames didn't give me the close below the 45s. So that's the main problem here. But the higher time frames make sense for a downside first before any craziness to the upside. At least to these areas right here. Yeah.
Yeah. 1844. If we break that,
going.
then we're good.
Yeah, keep going, baby girl. And days like today, we have to be really happy catching 20, 15, 30 pips here and there, because the market is just ranging. You know, it's not deciding where to go. Okay, baby girl. Okay, baby girl. All right. Beautiful, baby. Nice, nice work. Give me a little bit more of a break or not. Don't be shy. I know you can do it. I know you.
Will you consider putting another sail on?
No, not anymore. Not anymore, Sonai. No. I mean, the cells that I have is the 47 and this area right here. This the 46.10, roughly there. Yeah, keep going, baby girl. I know you can do it. Don't be shy. Give me some
It helps, Kerwin, seeing you talk to the markets because I do. I'm like, come on, baby.
Don't we all?
Gold loves it. Gold loves it. When I talk like that, man, she loved it. Even my wife gets kind of jealous because she says that I don't talk to her the way that I talk to Gold.
Let's go, Gold, push, push, push.
Yeah,
I love that push, push, push.
Oh, yeah, when we're going bullish, right? Yeah, push, push, push.
Kerwin.
Yeah, Minnie.
Yeah, I need to leave. Have a nice day, you know. Good
Take care. You
trades
sounds
today.
like you're doing drugs today. What happened, man?
No, I was like today so much busy at the work, so I was late.
Oh, okay, brother.
Okay, take care. Have a nice day, guys.
Stay safe, my children.
See you later, bro.
Yeah, my children. Take care.
See you
Much
later.
love, brother. Take care. See you
Pan
tomorrow,
comido.
inshallah. Okay, man.
Pan comido.
Pan
Bye, bye.
comido, pan comido. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kerwin,
Yeah,
what
man.
does that mean, bank comido?
Pan comido is like, I mean, in Spanish, pan comido is like when you're eating a bread, like when you already ate a bread.
All right.
Yeah, like you ate the bread already. But
And
it's
very easy.
It sounds like it. Yeah, it's something that is easy, very easy, really easy. Yeah, there you go, baby.
Take it
There
easy.
you go, baby girl. I knew it. I knew you can do it. All right.
Let's go. Push, 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 push.
Yeah.
Dump. Let's go.
Dump.
We need to close like right there. If we close in 1 minute
No,
right
it
here.
needs to close to the 41 though. I need I mean, for that trade to make it worth it, I need that specific move. I may be
But look
asking
at
too
the-
much for her, but I know she can do it.
Yeah, like my grandpa once said, you know, if she come down once, she will come down again. So
Oh, well, that's new, right?
yeah,
Oh,
he
my
wasn't a
goodness.
trader
See?
though. He didn't trade Forex though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was he a
See,
player?
we learn
I was
something
gonna say,
new every
yeah,
day. I
you
learn
had a
something
big family,
new.
or
Crazy.
Wow. Actually, that's a good one. Oh,
As long as this 5 minute doesn't close back above.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Long term, you know, as long that 5 minute candle doesn't close above the 44.50, we're Gucci for a steady continuation. You don't want to see crazy pullbacks. But at this point, higher time frames are bearish, so it's okay to have pullbacks, to plan more entries, not to be scared of pullbacks. Not that I'm gonna be entering more sells, but you know, overall the trend is still bearish, so makes a lot of sense looking for sells. It's pretty easy session today, to be honest. Easy session.
You know, last night I messaged Kadir, and I told him, you know, every time he say this trade is easy, I was like, how the fuck this one was easy? You know, I couldn't understand that.
that's time, man. You get that with time.
It's over time. You see the things. I mean, like, don't rush. Don't stress yourself if you don't see the things happening at once, because I mean you're lucky. You're lucky that you're here in this group, not because I know maybe the basics about how to trade gold, but because you're learning properly how to trade gold. Man, you don't want to know my background, the story of my life trading with scammers. This guy won't tell you just random shit. Basically, they won't tell you the things, and they never trade gold. They were trading UJ, GJ. Man, it's, and so I had to work myself on this specific things for gold. You know, I don't know. Maybe Ted and Rajan knows about these moves, but the way that I see the markets, the way that I plan my entries, I don't know, man. It's just kind of simple for me. But back in the days, Raja didn't trade gold on a daily basis. It was more, you know, GJ. We were trading GJ, but I started to move to gold because the risk reward on gold was worth it.
They didn't even trade GJ Kerwin when I first joined. They traded UJ, and
UJ
I traded
and GCAD, USD CAD, yeah.
And then I started trading GJ, and they was like, "No way, that you're crazy. It's wild."
Yeah.
And then even now, GJ moves too slow.
Yes. No, man, GJ freaking is like a fart in the water. GJ, maybe you get lucky in a random day, it can move 100 pips or so. But GA moves, you know, to make 20, 30 pips on GA, you have to be in front of your computer 2 hours or so, just monitoring that entry, man. And when the confirmation is happening, yeah, and when the confirmation is happening, sometimes it's already too late. I mean, whoever trade London, yeah, it's worth it. But trading during New York is not worth it, to be honest. That's a beautiful retest to the 45.
Kerwin, I have a question.
Yeah, mate.
How much often should we increase the lot size?
How do you want to increase your lot size? First, you need to find a setup that is paying you on a daily basis. Like you will have to master one specific setup. For example, if I had to master one specific and one single setup, will be when you have the 4-hour candle coming from London, then you have 2 5-minute candles giving you a confirmation that resistance has been established. Then that specific setup, not that you will increase your lot size, maybe to double, but gradually. Like for example, if you're using let's say 1%. How much percentage are you using, or you're using fixed lot?
No, I using fixed risk, actually.
Okay, fixed risk. I don't need to know your number if you're using 10 cents, 5 cents, a standard, whatever. If you're using, let's say, 10 cents, let's talk about numbers here. If you're using 10 cents and you know this candle being your confirmation and this candle being your resistance and this being your confirmation, you know that every time that price is bearish from a higher time frame and the daily candle and price is breaking this low, it will give you 20 pips in no time, right? Now, you can have this specific, if you're trading based on that 10 cents, you can easily, for that specific trade, you can increase to, I will say, 0.20. Why? Because when it's doing impulsive move below that low, these 20 pips are really easy for you. Instead of waiting for this to give you 40 pips, you are looking for this to give you 20, and this setup right here is pretty easy to get. Now you need to back test, you need time in the charts. It's important. If you have time, you already back tested long enough that specific trade, go for it. If the time is perfect, go for those 20 pips, like in this case right here, go for it. You don't need to wait for confirmation, go for it. Increase your risk 20. It may be the time that you didn't pay attention. Where is the level that you're trading? Like for example, daily is bearish, but you do have rejections in this area, and the previous rejection is happening in this area right here. If this is a previous rejection from the far left, maybe another day that it was rejecting and was doing something like this, going up, and it's coming back down to that specific area, and maybe this is the third time that price is breaking, be kind of careful, because as well can give you straight down move, not only for 20, but for more than that, maybe 50 pips straight down move if the session is correct. But you will need to be aware the very little details, little tiny details to the left, what happened in that specific area. If a 5-minute candle closed below that specific level, like having a close below, or the previous 5 minute only gave you a push and rejection, and then you don't want to try something like that in this specific area from the far left that happened exactly the same, because you may get exactly the same thing. So if price is giving you a break, is moving, all of a sudden goes 5 pips, 10 pips and start reversing, close your position. Don't start chasing that dream, because if it's rejecting one time, second time, and this third time, you know, usually when you have what we call a McDonald arc, like for example, this is let me delete all this information here. This is a messy thing. 1 second here.
The current 5 is not looking good. I'm just quick with that.
The cells?
The current 5 for cells, yeah.
Oh yeah, no, doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Secure. I mean, did you secure some?
Yeah, I did. I'm gonna close everything I see.
Yeah. Yeah. My
sure.
last position just got stopped out. Yeah. The other one's still in. But this position, the last position, I secured the most on that position. So, yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. So usually you have, I mean, for example, this rejection right here. Price makes its way to create a brand new low. Price will go back, will come back. If the volume is not right, be really careful here. But the daily low you have is in this area right here. Price will come back. For the third time, price is going back to retest this area, most likely will break it. In this case, this was the second time and it rejected it. But this is the third time. So this time is worth the shot. So you can have your 20 cents right there going for 20 pips. Now, if price gives you a break, 15 pips, 5 pips, whatever, and start reversing all of a sudden and giving you instead of a closing like this, is giving you a close like this, you don't need to risk on top of this candle. You don't need to risk on top of this candle. The moment that candle close, have your stop loss right there. Pretty tight. Pretty tight. Why? Because the next candle decide to break that high instead of giving you that wick fill to the downside, means that we don't have that bearish pressure anymore, and the timing may not be the one. I just got stopped down the last position. Now it's heading toward that 50 most likely, but I won't be chasing that trade, just so you know. But in most cases, you know, that's the easiest way to increase your risk when you're having like a setup that is good enough for you as you know, something that is your blueprint. There's trades that I call it blueprint because has happened so many times that I already know what will happen next. So it takes time to see those things before they happen. But you know, I know that it can be really easy, and that's the safest way to increase risk. Don't start increasing you know, your lot size if you haven't mastered a specific move. Master one specific setup, one thing that you have seen this thing over and over again, like yesterday when I saw this candle right here, that I knew that, okay, this is the pullback. If that candle is breaking the high, I know that candle can give me a reversal to a next key level or a previous structure like this one right here. The main contention that you may have in that specific area will be this one right here. But other than that, can easily go to the key level. That's a blueprint trade. Is a new hourly candle, is a new 4-hour candle, is a new hourly candle opening. So if that candle is rejecting something that before was rejected, why not in this area, world, this area right here? Why not? You know, give it a try. But I won't be taking, for example, the same risk. And this is when you need to adapt to market conditions, is that you use a certain risk at a specific setups. There's setups that is not even worth it to try it. It's not even worth it to take those positions. So you don't do it with those specific level. For the sake of simplicity and for your trading career, I'll say if you're not 80% sure about the outcome of a specific trade, don't take it. Just let it go. Even though that means that you're gonna miss the move, let it go. It's nothing, you know, there's nothing more dangerous than chasing a trade without confidence. Why? Because the moment that trade is moving one direction and it's reversing, since your confidence is shit, you don't have confidence, you be closing your position. And then it goes the opposite way and you start chasing that trade to the opposite way. And then it's moving back to your entry, and you can end the day, like for example, looking for a buy, something outside this area. You may marry the idea of a heavy move. Give me 1 second here. So it's going a certain direction. Instead of you being scared because that trade is pulling back, most likely to retest that resistance, closing your position, and it's giving you a small little tiny move to the downside below resistance, and then you start selling. And then that trade reverse, it was just pulling back to grab some more liquidity for a new hourly candle, new 30-minute candle, and then start moving again. And then you start closing this position. Most likely this was a pretty tough resistance from a previous rejection area to the left-hand side, and you didn't notice, then you close your sell and you start buying in here. And that means when you have sells, buys, you don't know what to do, it's lack of confidence. When you have an analysis, go for the freaking analysis. If the trade pull back, add another position, smash that thing on the head and let it run. Be a man. Always, doesn't matter what happened. The outcome, you already know the outcome. Since you're entering that position and you have a stop loss of 20 pips, 30 pips, that's the outcome that's the risk that you're putting on the table. So just because of the pullback, close partial, plan to add another position if you're getting any rejection at any given point, but don't try to change your bias, because the moment you change your bias is because you're not sure. It's like somebody who's cheating on his wife. If you're cheating on your wife, that means that you don't love her. And the next time somebody else appears in your life, then instead of cheating your wife, you're cheating your wife and you're cheating your girlfriend. You're not allowed, like as a man, you're not allowed to do those things. It's okay to have a bias, and it's okay to have pullback, but it's not okay to change your bias. It can be in a rangy day like this, and you'll be losing accounts in here and here, everywhere the price is moving, just because you didn't pay attention what is to the left-hand side. There's days that you need to be really picky before taking a certain trade, and there are days that it's really easy to take these trades. So there's plenty of information, plenty of things that, like psychological things. Man, if before taking a trade, just marry an idea. You will see that I don't easily change my bias. If I'm looking for sells, I don't change my bias. Like for example, this move. Yeah, it's okay, I got stopped out, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be looking for buys. No, my bias is sell still. Why do I need to go on the process of looking something that the moment I start changing my bias, I don't know what I'm doing in the market. That's why I don't do sell stops or buy stops when the news. If I have to use a specific market order or maybe a pending order, will be one specific order. If I have to place a sell stop and the move is buys, I'll miss the buys, but I won't be gambling at that point. I marry an idea, and since I saw this candle that is a bearish and this is the confirmation, I married the idea. Sells for the rest of the session with New York. I won't be looking for buys, even though that means that price can go to this area. Price can easily go to this area, maybe tomorrow, whatever. But my bias, the one who gave me the bread and butter for today, was this move right here. This move and this move right here from the very top of that 47. So I'm not allowed to change my bias like I change my underwear. It's something, as a trader, we need to learn, and it may take time. For some of us, will take more, but that doesn't mean that we're not gonna make it at the end of the day. If we pay attention to the same thing over and over again, you will see how easy it is to see these things before they happen.
Yeah, bro, how are you, man?
Hey, Kadir, you've been missing in action, brother. Where you been, man? Your
Thanks,
wife
bro.
caught you sleeping or what?
No, bro, I had some things to do.
Okay.
But I managed to come home now.
Okay.
I do sales on the side besides of trading, and I had an appointment for that. But yeah, now I'm back for NYC cake, bro.
Okay.
Gonna get that cake.
Kadir, please share that cake, okay? Yeah,
Hey, Kerwin.
yeah. Don't take the trade and then say, yeah, that was easy.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Bro, I always call them before I take it.
Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Who was?
Hey, Kerwin. Hi. Good morning.
Morning, bro.
So that the resistance we're creating right there on 1848.5. Because that resistance, like, it plays it on 1 minute, on 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minutes. It's a strong resistance. Like, do you think it will still go down? Just hit the resistance and like go more cells?
Yeah, in this area or this area?
Yeah.
No, what makes sense
think-
now is a pullback up to the 50. That doesn't mean that I'm chasing that move to the 50 because for me it's not worth it. Even though that means that we retest this area, we may, you know, try to break that 52, whatever. But I'm not chasing that trade. You need a 5-minute candle at least closing bullish outside this area, and a next 5-minute candle closing bearish, because this area right here will be the perfect area to spot a fake out here pre-NYSE. NYSE can give you a continuation again. You need, you know, there's nothing there's nothing more dangerous than trying to trade to a second structure at that point. This move, from this move to this move right here, can be dangerous. Now, from the second structure, maybe to a next key level, to like a for example, to a 55 somewhere here, then this trade to this area right here can be easier than taking this specific trade. If fake out will happen in this specific area. This area is the one that you need to pay attention as a form of fake out. NYSE is around the corner. Pay attention how the lower timeframes are behaving, and pay attention how the 4-hour candle is behaving at that point. Because this just may be a pullback.
Hello, Kerwin.
Yeah, a pullback before
thank
the
you,
4-hour
Kerwin.
candle close. Yeah, go ahead, brother.
How are you doing? I have a question, bro. Did you think about another entry in NYSE or not?
No, at this point. If I don't have confirmation, I will need confirmation. Pay attention what may happen. Well, yeah, that candle is taking that breather. Yeah, but still, this is way too much bearish pressure at this point. It's something dangerous trying to do something like this toward this area.
I will have to, Kerwin, I will have to leave at 9:30, but I have one question before leaving. So
yeah,
9:05. If you check the 5-minute candle of 9:05.
9:05.
Yeah, the one at 9:05. So you see this one went and rejected the 1845 key level and closed bearish under the exactly, and it closed below the previous candle close. So this should have been like what we're used to, that this is the perfect confirmation for sells. But you see the next one just pushed up crazy.
Yeah, but this, no. You know why? Because this low, that candle is just ranging. Even though the rejection is coming from the key level, but this candle is just ranging because it's respecting the previous low.
So if that wick was smaller and had closed under it,
yes, if you didn't, yeah, this one right here, for example, if you didn't have, that's beautiful rejection. I missed that entry again. Whatever, I'm not playing. So whatever, if that candle is doing something like this, then yes. But this body right here is not leaving the previous rejection. Damn it.
Okay, I see.
Nah, bro, you're good. It's not gonna drop now. I don't see it.
No, I mean it may as well, may not, but
it will drop eventually.
I
But
just
I
have to
see
call it a day.
another pullback with NYSE. That's what I'm looking for. Basically, like the same. You know, I'm looking to. I would love to see that 50, like not get tapped, but around that 50 area, and see a fake out. With NYC, so maybe we break the high in the first minutes and then we reverse, and that's the setup I'm looking for right now.
Yeah, but I was looking. I mean, nah, I don't need to take any more trades. In total honesty,
Did you take some? That buys, bro, that was amazing. I was talking about with Sultan with that. This one.
Yeah, the cells here.
This was your full.
Yeah, no, but I took sells, only sells. I've been taking sells, like the
Oh,
first
okay.
sells in here, the second one in entry here, and then the third one in here, and the fourth in this. So it's been
Yeah.
selling. And I was like, yeah, this
Only
is a
sales,
fake.
okay.
I was, thinking of paying attention to the 1 minute, how this 1 minute candle will behave on the low of this candle. That's okay. Market can have it today.
But that with news, bro, that was cake. Like I saw that, and we were talking in Telegram. That full, and afterwards that pullback before the news, and again that 5-minute closing like that. That was, I mean, if I were home, bro, I would full margin that thing. It was like 1 minute thing, 1 minute 20-30 pips. Was an easy one.
I just missed another 40 pips on that.
I think now we are going to 1830 or 1844.
Bro, it's no worries, man. It's NYC will give
18,
opportunity.
1844 most likely. 1844 most likely. But I mean, look at the 30-minute candle right here. That's why I told you guys, pay attention to the lower time frames and pay attention to the higher time frames. This 30-minute candle is just plain and simple range pullback, massive pullback, which was really easy to spot on the 1 minutes. At the break and close below that 1 minute candle right there, you can have options up to this area basically.
Just a little bit of volume would be nice.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah.
Because you're holding?
No, I'm in at 47. I'm in at 47 and I'm just thinking I'm bored.
That is a good one.
Oh, okay. That's good, Ryan. No, that's good.
But I actually got in this morning at 52 and then I got wicked out and stopped.
Oh, shit. With this somewhere here?
Yeah, so I got in, I'll tell you what time I got in. I got in at 42, right? And no, sorry, I got in at 51.90 and I got in at 49.94 at 8. And then when it wicked back up, it stopped me out at break even.
Oh, shit.
Full position as well. And the worst thing is it dropped to 43 and pulled all the way back. But I was out, so I didn't even get the...
Oh, shit. That's a shame. Yeah.
So what I tried to do, I take one trade London, one trade New York.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Yeah, usually you look for the continuation from London, like your bias. If London is giving you a bullish bias, you go for a bullish bias on New York, or you look for different scenarios like correction during New York.
I look at the daily. The only thing that was bothering me today was how the day closed yesterday. But I always remember Ted saying like one candle doesn't change the direction.
Yeah.
And with it being so heavy, I was just bearish, only looking for sells. So I just literally look for a retest or a break of a certain area, and that's it. And then with the push up in Asian to like the 58 area, and then it closed back below, I was just waiting for it to close below that 50 area.
Oh, wow.
But
nice.
It kind of dropped out of a range from 54 to 51, and then dropped in another range from 51 to 48.
Yeah. Wow. So we have some people here who actually got that move. Paige Miller got it at the 46.
It was.
Yeah, I closed some already because I got kind of nervous, but
47.
I've got a runner.
Oh, you closed completely?
No. I still got a runner going, but I closed 70% because I got kind of nervous with NYSE open coming up.
Nice.
No,
we got some pros here, bro. Catching those cowboy moves.
That's cake. I mean, when you have a bias, a higher time frame confirmation, it's easier. Catching 20, 30 pips here and there. So that's good. That's good.
But
that's the 30-minute candle pulled
back. But I mean, that 4-hour candle closing, bro, was already saying like it's gonna range. Not gonna be heavy moves anymore.
Let's wait until this one. Yeah, go ahead. I barely hear you. I can hear you. Okay. Go ahead.
Kevin, is it fine now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I have a question regarding like psychology. Like I have a tendency to overtrade.
Okay. Then you have lack of confidence to hold your trades?
No,
I'm
overtrade, bro. You
overtrading.
said overtrade.
Over trading.
Yeah, maybe my ego is not letting me stop.
Then we need to work on your ego. I mean, don't get me wrong. One of the worst things that we can do as traders as well is trusting too much into something that we don't see in price action. Like price action is telling you one thing and your gut is saying you differently. Those are the things that on a daily basis can kill your account. Like for example, if I know that sales is what makes sense, if I have to start selling and selling and selling just because the sales is what makes sense, and I can be wrong. If price action is not giving me that confirmation, then I may be looking for sales. But if that candle right there is a bullish candle, I don't have any business looking for sales. All I need is looking for buys, but I have to change my bias. In many cases, like I said, I'll be wrong many cases. And most of the times that I'm wrong is because price is not behaving with the confirmations and price action. So it's quite messy. So I tend to, not that I don't know where it's going, but I tend to get that kind of arguing myself why this move is happening, why this is happening, why this and why that, we need as traders, we need to grow on a daily basis. And the easiest way to do it is being kind and being open-minded to the charts. If the chart is moving one direction and your bias is other direction, just don't chase that trade, because that will give you lack of confidence. Now, if you're over trading, it's most likely because you are over risking first, and then you start revenge trading, like entering maybe a first position, being stopped out. Next time, price may reverse to you. You change your bias, you go the opposite way, and then price goes the other way around, and then you start changing your bias every time. And at the end of the day, after you have at least 3 losses, straight losses, you tend. I was tempted to overtrade and to over risk. Why? Because I want to make back those losses, and that the only way to make back those losses is increasing the risk. Instead of using a 1, instead of using a 0.5, instead of using a maybe a 0.25% in a certain position, I'll be increasing the risk to maybe 2%. The moment that trade is reversing to my entry, and I'll be closing maybe 2% in no time with a maybe 10, 20 pips in a stop loss, just because I'm over risking, I'm over trading. But in many cases, man, the easiest way to get rid of over trading is have discipline to say, this is my 2% for the day. If I decide as a trader, I will punish myself if I decide to use that whole 2% in one single trade, or I can use 4 trades for the day. I can have 4 bullets, 0.5% each time that I will take in a trade. Now, it won't be so easy at first, but it will take time, because we don't see the moves at first. We don't see those things so easily. If you're trading alone in your house, whatever, or paying attention to somebody else on YouTube, and that person is taking a specific trade, or even paying attention to me, and you decide to use a 2% risk in one single shot, I can handle that loss. But maybe if you're coming from previous losses, you're not gonna be able to handle that loss, because that loss is just adding a little bit more pressure to your trading. But if I have to take a daily loss, 2%, 3%, maybe 4%, I can handle that, because I know that doesn't represent anything other than just a plain and simple pullback in my trading. Not that I'm constantly losing and losing and losing, and the next day I will come back and do exactly the same thing that I did yesterday, to lose another 2%, to lose another 4%. So as trader, you need to pay attention. First of all, journal your trade, why you took that trade, and how can you make it a better trade. instead of using a, let's say, something like this, for example. Second here, okay, a short position. Instead of risking 2%, something like this, right? Why not using a 0.5%? Using a 0.5% in this specific move is worth it because we're still dealing with, trying to build your ability as a trader. Now, don't do a 0.5%, something like this, because you're just feeding the market. You're expecting too much out of a certain move. If you have to take a certain position, like right now, if I had to be a cowboy here, what I will do, enter there. Let's say entering here and having a stop loss there. The main idea is way below this area, right? But risking 24 in here with a 0.5, it can give me a 0.5%, 1.5% in return, because I'm aiming for the bigger picture. But what if I'm using right here a 0.5? I'm making it so easy for that trade to stop me out. Now, if I have a stop loss here, it's not gonna be so easy. And instead of changing my bias because I get stopped out here, having a stop loss here, I get stopped out, and then all of a sudden changing my bias. Oh, I got stopped out. I got stopped out. So now I'm changing my bias. I'm going for buys from here, and I will have in this area my stop loss here. And you don't pay attention to the main picture, and the main picture is telling you sells, sells, sells. All you need to look is for sells, not buys, because buys you need to be a pro, a person who already traded this commodity for a long time to know what are the options to the upside, what are the options to counter trend. But I would say, man, the safest and the easiest one is have a percentage for the day. You decide 2%, 1%, 0.5% wasted in one single trade, or you want to try 4 different trades.
Bro, mute that guy. I think he's sharing or
Khalid.
whatever, you know.
Yeah, Khalid. I think it was Khalid. Yeah. So
yeah,
but it's a lot of things as well. If you have, we do have, I would say almost 300 members. You can type, you can drop any comments or questions or anything in the Slack group. And I'm not the only one who survived to the markets. I do know that there's a lot of people with a big understanding about the markets, so they can give you a hand as well. So anybody who's struggling at something, feel free. I mean, we are a family here. If you tell me, man, I over risked today, I lost 10% of my account, I won't be, just roasting you. No. I will come to you, and then we can have a talk. We can have a proper discussion. We are a family. We're not here to judge anyone because he's doing mistakes. We all have done mistakes. I blow accounts at first. I blow like 3 accounts or 4 accounts. I have no idea how many times I was doing the same mistakes with the people that I was trading before. But that doesn't mean that I will be doing the same thing over and over again. Now, I know that we have people here in the group. They can help you. We can help each other. And I know what it feels, over trading. I know what it feels not trusting your trading at the point that you say, man, I have lost so much money in this thing that I'm planning to quit this thing because this thing is not for me. And maybe just one step away from taking a losing trades to winning trades. And in most cases it's because we are over risking. We don't trust the bias. We don't trust the ability that we have as a human to see the things before they happen.
Erwin, can I add something?
Yeah, man.
Yep.
In my experience, every time I did over trading, it's because I refused
just
to.
So you know, Kevin, watch gold, bro.
Yeah.
Just so you know, and everyone who just
Yeah,
say.
please give attention to gold. Thank you.
Go ahead. Nina, this great.
But be careful in this area. But we got that fake out at this point. So it should be good.
Yeah. Go ahead, Luis.
Oh, sorry. I was telling you that just every time I overtrade is because I refuse to live with a losing day.
Uh-huh.
You know? Like I really refuse. Like no, this is not the way I want to end my day. So I ended over trading.
Yeah.
And that's like an issue. Man, I to be honest, I have long like 3 accounts, the small accounts, and then I went back to demo and managed to be successful at these demo accounts, but later I realized that I was not over trading. I was following my rules, and that's the complicated stuff when you change to a live account. You refuse just to go with losers.
Yeah.
What you have to look at, Lewis, is you get to go another day. So I had a similar issue years ago. If just say, for example, I finished on, say 97 or 397, I would want it to be 400 or 100. Just going for that extra little bit, and it goes the opposite way. You get
Just so you know, guys, if you took this trade, be really careful. If you reject this area and this one flips, then close that position. But other than that, it's good. If we break this low, we break the low.
Yeah, leaving that 44 makes it good. Yeah. So yeah, Ryan, I mean, we all have done a lot of things in life, and I agree with you. Back in the days, I was like, oh, but what if I go, instead of just going with maybe a 1%, what if I give it a try to this so I can make it a 2%? What if instead of risking 0.5, I risk 1% with a pretty tight stop loss? All those things that, it's dangerous. I mean, trading is one of the toughest game in the, toughest job that you may find, because you go to a factory, wherever, you get paid whatever, no matter what. Yeah, you have to be there, working with your, with basically with your body, because your mind can be somewhere else. In this thing, your body, your mind, your soul, everything is in here. Is paying attention to that thing, to the way it moves, and it's dangerous. There's many times that people who are new to trading, they think it's gonna be an easy one. It's not. It's not an easy job. Yeah, later on, once you understand how market behaves, and when you see the things before they happen, you laugh at the market and you say, fucking hell, this is so easy. And how, but it takes time. It takes time. Don't think it's gonna be an easy journey that in 2 months from 0 to 100 you'll be ready in 2 months. No, it's not the case.
You have to look at what your problem.
But Kerwin, can I say something?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, since I started my journey, and you also started from last 4-5 years, I was having some responsibilities towards my family and my business. If you are young, if you are listening now, 23, 24, if you are, then put your all attention, like Kerwin saying, to your trading day in, day out. It will help you. Once you got your family and kids, Kerwin knows, and maybe some of the married guys here knows, that it will be very tough to concentrate on your trading, because trading is a self-discovery journey of a self-discovery, actually, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It's like you're I can share something else, that regarding to trading, I finally realized that I can be consistent at something like waking up early, things that I haven't done before. Like when I started with Raya, this live stream started at 5:30 a.m. my time. So I have to wake up,
Yeah.
And now with Ukraine, it's 6:30 a.m. It's an hour extra of sleep.
Yeah, and there's gonna be days, Luis, that moves will happen earlier in the morning, but on average, the best moves happen at 8:30, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I wanted to add something towards the conversation, Kerwin. I think you know that I'm a full-time trader. That's what I do for a living, along with my real estate thing. But trading is only 10% your techniques and setups you see. It's 90% it's psychology, what's in your head. That's what I have discovered. I'm doing this for last 3.5 years, right? I do stocks, and then since I found Raja and Kerwin afterwards, I trade forex as well after my stock trading is done, and I'm being not gonna lie, being successful for about 8 months now. I was break even, but year and a half I'm doing forex. But yeah, it's more about your psychology than yeah, techniques are there. You need to look at your setups and everything. But if you cannot execute on time and if you cannot respect your stop loss, man, there is nothing anyone can do for that. And it's only you who can help your own self. I mean, Kerwin can advise, but if you cannot follow that advice, it is of no good, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's all about learning every day, and market changes from my experience every day. So you cannot expect that happened yesterday and exactly same thing is going to happen today. It will happen, but in a little different manner that you have to figure. Okay, this is what I see yesterday, and this is what I'm seeing today, right? So,
yes,
yeah.
Indeed, brother. Indeed.
Yeah. And thanks for the group, Kerwin. After coming here, I have improved a lot in a month with my trading. I'm not gonna lie, because now our group is mainly focused on you than having 2-3 people that and Kadir and Mini, they share their knowledge and everything too. I'm not at that level yet, but in a month or two I'll be able to give more and more input than staying quiet on the sidelines. That's what I'm looking for.
Awesome, man. Awesome. It's really
Thank
nice
you,
to hear
Kerwin,
that.
again.
Thank you. Thank you so
Mini,
much,
if you
man.
are there, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, brother.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit tricky, bro.
Yeah, it's looking
I'm
tricky.
trying your thing, I entered at 47. I closed 50 at 20 pips, didn't close full, trying to let that breathe a little bit more. But I set it at break even at this point because it's ranging.
Yeah, yeah.
I expected heavy volume with 945, but didn't happen.
I was
let's
thinking,
see.
that if this candle can respect that high, to add some form of risk going overall for this move, but you have to deal with this right here. And the hourly candle is only like 12 minutes away. So if this 5-minute candle doesn't
now
give you
it's
that break, it's not worth it.
Let's
to hold.
go.
Yeah.
Kerwin, thank you for
I'm
this.
gonna
See you tomorrow.
close another
Okay,
50
take
just
care,
in
boys.
case.
Take care, brother.
Thank you. Take care. Take care. Bye bye.
Just in case, I'm gonna close another 50. Yeah.
Yeah. If it doesn't give you that break below those
Yeah,
rejections
it has to break that.
Yeah. Then
Yeah,
it's not
it's
worth it
looking
for
like
you.
it's gonna go.
Volume is kicking in.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, you don't want to see a last-minute rejection from.
Still looks suspect to me, bro.
But
I
keep
know,
in mind,
right, Matthew? Yeah, I know.
I don't know about it, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, don't enter now, guys. Like I entered above, just so you know.
Yeah.
Like, don't force this. We don't have to
We
force
don't need
anything.
to take any more trades, to be honest. It's just playing with.
Yeah, I just wanted to catch that NYC cake, bro.
Yeah.
Like, because
you
I didn't have
took any trade earlier on, or just the buys? Buys,
no,
right?
bro, no.
No,
No, I didn't take them because I deleted it from my phone. MT5.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trading from the phone anymore.
Nice job.
I used to overtrade because of
That's what I need to do.
I
Yesterday
can't
night,
hear you
the
guys,
whole night I
bro.
was trading.
I don't know. Somebody asked something, I think, but I can't hear.
Kazim is saying something. Can you repeat that, Kazim, please?
Yeah,
No,
this
I just
5-minute closing
said
is
I
looking
need
promising.
I need to uninstall MT5 from my mobile phone. I think yesterday night I was trading.
Yeah, don't. I mean,
Yeah,
if
do
you
have to
guys-
delete that, bro.
Yes, if you want to
Like-
master gold, don't trade on your phone because it's not worth it. I mean, I
Too
do it when
volatile.
I'm driving, whatever, but I do have in my GPS screen, I have the trading view screen.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You know-
And you
Yeah.
know, bro, the thing is, like, imagine that if you guys are coming from market fluidity, you guys know, like what Roger says. If you're trading from the phone, you're making it way too easy to lose money.
Yes.
You're making it
Yes.
for the market. You have to think about that. Like, these apps, why do they do MT5 for your device, for your phone? Because they want you to lose money, and they're making it easier for you to lose money. So you have to make it as hard as possible for the market to take that money out of your account. And if you're trading from the phone, you're making it way too easy, especially on gold. Because on gold, if it's volatile, man, If you trade it from the phone, you know you're 20 pips in profit the moment you close. You are in 10 pips or 5 pips, you know.
Yeah.
Or back in drawdown, worst case, and secure some.
Secure some. It is the last 10 minutes before the hourly candle close. This candle closed really nice bearish after the rejection happened, was beautiful.
Yeah.
Now you don't want to risk it way too much in this area right here. This is.
I'm just having 10% at this point and at break even at this point.
I think the problem right now with gold to drop is that we have the crypto markets bleeding, so everyone's putting their money back into gold, right? So it's gonna. I think it's that's why we're not gonna have a big drop today. Or tomorrow. I don't think like.
It might go after session.
When risk, you know, they always want to put it into gold, right? When there's high volatility. So
you know what, Matthew, you know what, something that I'm paying attention is I was planning to leave like around 9:45 because I have some stuff to do in the city today. But something that I'm still waiting for is how from 9 to 10 a.m. candle close. Like this hourly candle, if that hourly candle can give me a beautiful close below this low right here. So a 10 a.m. candle can make it really nasty, a really nasty move to the downside. That's why I'm holding this position, because I would love to see this hour. There you go, baby girl.
There you go, baby.
Look at that
Retest
wick
this
on the 1
hourly
hour.
low.
Kerwin.
Why? At 10 a.m. that baby girl will drop heavily if it's not respecting this low right here with the 10 a.m. candle. That's all I'm aiming for. I'm holding that position because I want to be kind of greedy. I will say at this point I'm being greedy. I just want to see that thing bleed over, you know, for the rest of the session. But I know that I may get, you know, if that hourly candle doesn't give me a break below this area, I will get stopped out. The 10 a.m. candle can easily come back and start ranging in this area right here, for the simple reason that the previous hourly candle closed bullish. And this may be just plain and simple range, this hourly candle right here. So, you know, that's all. But it was worth the shot, in total honesty. But not leaving, not having a for example, the way that I saw it is this area right here overall. This is where I had the stop loss there. This area of rejection right here is, you know, it's something that we need to pay attention. If the body of the candle closed below those previous bodies, max pullback with the 10 a.m. candle with this one right here. So it was worth the shot inside this area right here. The moment that candle was retesting, it took some time for that candle to break its own low. If you go to the 1 minute here, the candle opening was in this area right here. It took like 3 minutes for this candle to break this low. This was the opening. 1, 2, 3 minutes. This candle was the one who started, you know, kind of giving the break, the 4 minute candle. But from now on, it makes a lot of sense for that continuation. And all I need is that hourly candle not respecting this hourly candle low and giving me that straight move to the downside, like going back to the 30s. I don't care, man. Yeah.
This is good.
At that point, I'll be super happy if we go back to the 30s today. That's the only reason that I'm giving, you know, a little bit more room to breathe to this trade. And I'm being greedy. In total honesty, this is being greedy. There's nothing I can call this, you know, from today. It's being greedy. I already took like 4 positions.
It's not Kerwin, it's patience. It's not greed, it's patience pays.
Bro, for me, it's fine, Kerwin, because this was my first trade and I don't want to miss that NYC cake, you know? So that's why I just secure another 50, bro. It's
yeah, I'm securing 50.
7 pips profit.
This session is being recorded, right?
Matthew, bro.
Because
say that again, bro. Market loves it, I think. When Matthew said it's not gonna drop.
Drop.
No, I meant long term.
Yeah, I know, bro. I'm
today,
just kidding, you know.
today.
Like it's that sweet talking from Kerwin.
It's gonna go up. It's gonna go up right now, guys. So just hold your positions.
I'm securing most. I'm securing most at this point.
I'm securing because I always think I'm going for the 100 and then it will reverse at 80.
Okay, you're going.
I know, man. I feel the
You're
pain.
going to the 35s in no time, right?
Yeah.
So I've still got 25% running.
35.
So from 47.
Right. Amazing day today.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Bro, you know, Kerwin.
Yeah.
I sent my analysis to Sultan before that.
Look how many pips again.
Yeah. We can't see your camera, bro.
Oh. Oh, this camera is giving me. Yeah. Well. Yeah. This camera is giving me a hard time, to be honest.
Maybe you need to hold one on your head.
like a GoPro.
A GoPro. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, already close.
Let me disconnect. This camera is quite old.
I think 40.
It's quite old. Okay.
Kadir, so every time we have NYSE open, we have like a reverse of the move we have before NYSE.
Not every time,
You
bro.
can
Like
see another one for the books.
yeah, but Kerwin, you said you don't like that, bro. But you got that.
No, I didn't like. I didn't like how this candle was taking ages for break that its own low. This candle right here was like, man, why is making it so difficult for that price to leave this specific area, like that candle right there. The moment that candle. Well,
that was perfect, bro. Because
Kadir, by the way,
low
I took
first.
that trade down.
Yeah,
thank God, finally.
Yeah.
Axel,
welcome,
right?
welcome, Axel. That's nice work, brother.
Bro, Axel said in the chat like, I'm mad. Kadir make me happy. Are you happy, bro?
Okay.
Yeah, I am.
That's good, bro. That's good.
That's good.
The only
But
thing
Kerwin,
yeah, man.
Kerwin, bro, that you know why I was pretty confident on that, bro. Like this pattern, if you zoom out, I've seen this so many times now. And if guys were in the sim session, if I remember right, we saw it in the sim session as well. Exactly same pattern, bro. Like this drop, then go up, and then this range, and then this move down, you know, exactly with this move up and down again. And the thing with that 5 was, it was a little bit tricky in the beginning, but perfect thing was that it broke in the first minutes, then gave you that retest to the high and still respected the high, and then re-broke the lows. And that was a no-brainer at that point. I added that another position there.
Yeah. Axel, where was your entry, Axel? Or Axel already left because he made the profit.
Axel took the trade, took the signal, and now he left.
I think he's jumping around.
Something around.
Yeah, I took this trade based on the 30 minutes. Could you pull up the 30 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Kerwin, so it was 1845. After that, the broke happened, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after the broke happened, then you saw the retest to the previous candle, and then the candle leaving its own low.
Yes.
Beautiful. That's what I want on a daily basis from you guys. Pay attention to what happens every day.
Took mine here.
Okay, one by one.
This was my trade.
This was your trade, the 30-minute?
Yeah. First of all, if you see the 5, if you just go up.
The 5 gave you the rejection from the fake out here.
Yeah. Give him the rejection, and I enter on the flip. The stops above here, and then let it run. I close a little bit here, half, because it was like indecision candle.
Great.
But then it goes back.
Great. That's what I want to hear on a daily basis, that you're securing some. You don't leave everything on the table. That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Good work, man.
Like this one, this one just go back, and then it flip. I was afraid, so I closed a little bit.
Beautiful
half
work.
Position.
Very nice, brother.
That's awesome, bro.
Nice work.
Thanks, Kadir. Thanks, Kerwin.
No problem,
bro. There was a guy in the chat. I don't know who it was. He said like, Kadir, stop interrupting, bro.
It's
And
okay, no hard feeling. It's that, you know, people who wants to pay attention, because I was saying, hey, pay attention, pay attention, something like that, whatever.
Yeah, no, I was just updating, bro. You know, because I said to the guys, you know, I'm in a cell, and I
Okay.
was just saying, because that was a little bit dangerous in that area, bro. I was saying, you know, if this 5 minute flips at this point, you have to
Let's go
put
10
your stop
a.m.
there, you know.
Let's go 10 a.m. Let's go 10 a.m. Let's go 10 a.m. This
Stop
is the 10
interrupting,
a.m.
bro.
baby. 10 a.m. is the most powerful baby in the world. Come on, 10 a.m. I know you can do it, baby girl. Let's go. Let's go 10 a.m. I know you can do it. We have spare change to this area at least.
Bro, I made another 15 today. Crazy day.
This is crazy.
That's it. That's the behavior on the 10 a.m. Pay attention every day when the 10 a.m. happens. When
So
we have
far,
a
late
bearish
session's
candle
been
like this
giving,
one, like I said, breaking that area and leaving this area, this is a spare change on a 10 a.m. I had to add another position here just for the
Yeah,
sake
get him,
of
get him. Guys, I'm just gonna head out. I have to go.
Take care,
Today is
Khalid.
another birthday, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
whose birthday is?
Partying every day.
Bro, if the family is big, you know, there are a lot of birthdays, bro. Yeah.
Enjoy,
Whose
man. Have
birthday?
fun.
For my nephew, bro. For my nephew. We're gonna go to my sister.
Oh.
Lot of damages to
What, bro?
lot of damages to your pocket.
Bro, it's for like for real, man. Like last month, bro. There's so many birthdays, but it's okay, bro.
Take care,
It's
Khalid.
fine.
Take care, brother. See you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
take
Catch
care,
you
boys.
later on the chat.
Yeah, man.
Stay
Take care,
safe,
bro.
brother. Enjoy.
Take care.
Don't drink too
See you
much, so
later.
you can be on. You know, you can be good tomorrow.
Nah, bro. No, I don't drink. You know, bro. I'm professional. Okay, bro. Stay
All
safe.
right,
Take
take
care,
care,
everyone.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Owen,
Yes, sir.
I wanted to ask a question, but
Yes,
I've done
sir.
it anyways. You see, once the 5 minute closed below 1840, and then the one that opened after it retraced, and then broke the low, is that a good place to add another position?
Give me 1 second. Let me start drawing here. With this candle. Oh, sorry. Let me change the color here. With this candle.
No, the other one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but just because it's the 10 a.m. volume. Don't do it if you are planning this at let's say a 9 a.m., which is a 4-hour candle opening. Don't do this if it's with no volume, with basically no New Year session. Don't do it, because in most cases this candle is the last 5 minutes before the hourly, and if it's not the 10 a.m. candle, any other candle can reverse and give you something like this overall. So this impulsive move works with the 10 a.m. candle.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Yo, thank
But yeah,
you,
it
Kevin.
was worth the shot. It was worth the shot. I had to do it. I had to do it
Yeah, I
because I've
still
been
done it.
looking for that specific move. I've been hunting that move, the 10 a.m. That's why I stayed longer in the streaming, because I was
Yeah,
planning to leave 9:40, 9:45. I'm already late for my thing, but whatever. We did really good job today. So let me stop the
Yeah, it was
recording here.
nice. My first 100